Thank you for joining us on the Money Wisdom Podcast, powered by Johnson Bernetti. My name is Jake Dozer, certified financial planner here in the Connecticut area, along with my partner, Nick Colantuono. Nick is an advisor on our team as well, a certified financial planner as well in our Boston area. And we're going through questions that folks like you, viewers, listeners, have sent our way. And we've amassed over the years. And instead of sitting on that information and only giving an answer to one person, why not have a conversation, talk through these scenarios so you can say, what are the commonalities I share with that listener or that viewer? And how can I relate this conversation to how I can benefit? And if we can benefit you, we will. Without further ado, let me read this question that this person sent in. They said, what financial goals do some people overlook? That's a good place to start. What am I not thinking about, really, is the question. He said, besides savings for retirement and having a healthy emergency fund, both critical things, I'm not really sure what kind of financial goals I should be setting. Now, there's a lot of places we could take this, but I think one of the things that Nick and I, as we were looking at these questions before our recording, we recognized that there was a statement, saving for retirement. Well, there's a lot of meat on that bone left. So, Nick, what are the things within that umbrella of saving for retirement? What should we be thinking about, and how do people often overlook the nuance of that retirement stage of life and saving therefore?
Well, it's a great question. These are all great questions that we get from our viewers. So folks, keep them coming, please. But, one process that I often, or I shouldn't say it's a process, but one exercise that I often try to walk clients and prospects through is, just tell me what your day-to-day looks like in retirement. Mm-hmm. Because without question, it's probably going to be very different than your day-to-day today when you're working and, you're getting up and you take your shower at the same time every morning and you put on your clothes and go to work and you sit in traffic and you listen to the same, radio stations. All that stops eventually. And then it comes down to, well, what does retirement look like? Do you travel? Are you volunteering? Are you gifting? Are you, did you always think about building a second property or maybe snowbirding? So again, folks, saving for retirement, of course, it's something that you need to do, right? You need to make sure that the money you've saved is going to, be able to last as long as you will. But more importantly, it's got to support the lifestyle that you want to have in retirement. So sure, a lot of it is just a number, I need X, but now you have it, right? And now you're there. And now you realize that, okay, it's not just getting up and go to work. How do you turn this money into income month in and month out that allows you to do the things that you want to do without having to worry about the what ifs of the market or the economy or, the boiler breaking or something like that. So as this viewer and listener submitted this question asking about the retirement, saving for retirement, but also having the emergency fund, that's part of it. But it's also those not just the what ifs, but, things like travel and healthcare and gifting and legacy and all these other things that we're talking about with our clients, as you're well aware, Jake.
Yeah, and so we want to expand beyond the shallow end, if you will, or seemingly shallow end, which I think Nick is appropriately illuminating isn't so shallow, of just retirement and savings. But let's, again, looking under the hood, so to speak, retirement savings involves income planning. How do I replace the guaranteed paycheck that I need in retirement that I've gotten from my job? It involves tax planning. That's a goal that people don't save for that isn't necessarily a dollar figure, but it's how do I unwind this ball of wax that I've saved and pay the least amount to Uncle Sam? When am I paying the right amount of taxes? So we've got income planning, we've got tax planning, we've got unexpected expense planning. That would be fun money, as Nick mentioned, a vacation, a second home, travel, gifting. It could also be unexpected expenses to the negative, unexpected boiler or roof replacement, a car replacement, or to the more extremes, long-term care, home health care, assisted living, hospice, nursing home, etc. So how do we buffer and balance the need of enjoying my wealth that I've saved, but also making sure that the wildly unexpected, really negative experiences are prepared for? And then legacy planning. What if something happens to me and I want to pass this wealth onto the next generation? Well, I want to make sure that they don't have a headache and a half that they're inheriting along with some dollars. I want to make sure that their process is as smooth and efficient and they get that money quickly. I want to make sure that the way I'm investing is aligned, if there's extra, with the way they're going to use it, right? So maybe that money is sort of pinch and hold on the side, and you pretend like you don't need it and you're using it for that stage.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there in that retirement, saving for retirement. And we think we need a magic number. No, there's going to be a lot of elements within that overarching number of how you're saving for specific purchases. Now, certainly when you're 30, you don't need to figure that out. You just need to put it in there and let it ride. Right. But when you're down the road, you don't want to wait to the last second in retirement to figure out how you're assigning to purpose to each dollar. And so I think that is a really critical thing, not to exclusively make this episode about retirement planning, although I kind of feel like the way that question was framed, it underemphasized the purposes within retirement. Nick, I'm thinking of, saving for a house, saving for a child. And not
Sure.
even just saving, there's things that we need to be considering from an insurability perspective. Insuring against things like an unexpected passing of a loved one, insuring against a disability, short-term or long-term disability. So evaluating that, where does an advisor fit into that? Where, Nick, is it an advisor's job to be able to coach a client through just dollars and cents, or also the other things that surround their wealth? I mean, I think the way I'm asking this implies what I think, but what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, look, we're speaking the same language because so much of the work we do, dare I say the majority of the work we do, is not even revolving around the actual financial piece. It's the mindset, right? It's the
Right.
approach towards money. It's the balancing of just again, a lot gets thrown at people. And it might not even be something that was planned for or something that even needed to be planned for. I had a conversation with clients this morning, and unfortunately, their child has gone through a divorce. We live in a marital joint property state. So the house has to now get sold and split up. And they're nervous that their daughter and their grandson are going to be in a position where now they're forced to go look for a house in this high interest rate environment where real estate prices are through the roof. And they're asking me if they're in a position where they can help. And, financially speaking, they are, but there are still problems there because all of their money lives in retirement accounts where anything they
Right.
take out is going to hit them as income. They're on Medicare. Their premiums could go up, right? Their tax bracket could go up. So again, there's a lot that gets thrown at people. There's a lot that you can plan for. There's also a lot that is unexpected. And
Right.
that's just one of those scenarios where had they known that earlier, well, maybe they would have been not so heavily funding those retirement accounts and funding more of those brokerage accounts where they have a lot more flexibility and control and, get a little more, money can come out in a little more of a tax efficient way than the retirement accounts. So again, this is just one example. This was really doing financial planning. Sure, it was involving some of their money, but really it was planning for how do they help their daughter navigate this huge life change that she's going to go through. And when I say their daughter, I also mean their grandson. So there's
Right.
a lot. Obviously, there's a lot that we help clients navigate, and that's where the value of a relationship is just that. It's the relationship. There's nothing transactional about what you and I do for our clients or what we do for our clients here at Johnson Brunetti. There are constantly, things that are happening in our clients' lives where they want to know when they pick up the phone and call us, we know exactly, what's going on behind the scenes and can really help them navigate that with clarity and confidence.
Retirement isn't just about stopping work. It's about starting the life you want. Make sure you're ready with your free Are You Ready to Retire starter kit. Text the word KIT, K-I-T, to 800-757-0436. Text KIT to 800-757-0436 and take the first step toward a future you're excited about.
Well said. And I could tell that is a story that has impacted you. And that's really what we do, is helping people. The conduit through which we make money is managing money for people. But if you're just looking for somebody to pick you a couple funds, that's not what we do. What we do is manage money for people to an expected end. How do we navigate you and your loved ones in the most seamless way possible, as if it were our money, and making those decisions on your behalf, leveraging the experience and bandwidth and educational prowess that we have that you haven't gone through. And so I love the spirit of this question. Basically, what do I not know that I'm missing out right now? And that's what we do. Help guide you through a stage of life you've never been through, help you make decisions you've never made before, because we have the experience of going through it with hundreds of clients, and we're honored to do it. It's a great question. Thanks for tuning in again to the Money Wisdom Podcast, powered by Johnson Bernetti. We'll see you next time.
Investment advisory services offered through JB Capital LLC. Insurance products offered through JN Financial LLC.